guy is pretty good.
He's decent.
I thought you said R. Kelly for a second.
That R. Kelly guy is pretty good. He should join a team.
R. Kelly log on.
R. Kelly log on. Oh, so it's Cold who has the booty mat then.
Is it? No, I thought it was the guy over there. Is it Cold? Oh, no, no, you're right. You're right. It is Cold.
Yeah.
These prima donnas these days. I actually had a back pad.
I want a
oh,
booty
they're
mat.
backpacks?
No, he had the butt pad to sit on, and I was like,
yeah.
What did they say?
Like a custom butt pad?
I want a butt pad.
They've only played Cobble once?
They played Cobble once, and it showed. And, you know, they had a couple cool ideas there, which show maybe, you know, Marcus as their coach maybe gave them those, but apparently they're more prepped on Inferno. And Sean told us he was going to practice his caster voice. He's going to practice getting excited. So, Sean, you're going to give us the play-by-play right now. Super excited.
Hi, I'm Seangares here, and we're at the Shit Show Invitational, and I got my co-host here, Jordan Nothing Gilbert.
And we're back.
Yeah, Sean was saying he doesn't know how to react.
Like when you get excited?
I thought talks were starting on the CT side.
Yes, actually, so did I. What? They got double T-sided?
Well, they must have picked T-side then, right?
Ooh, yeah, they probably
Okay, maybe it was...
They must have picked T-side on Cobblestone, because I think you pick map and then they...
yeah, I thought it said CT, but they are on the T side anyway.
Ooh, okay.
It's a good opening, though.
Good opening, and for just casual.
That's a long rotation for these CTs. Bomb should
Still
go
a
down.
decent 4v4 to be in, you know?
One flash on Poyo, if he doesn't prematurely use it, could be key. Well, I don't know if he's going to get a chance with these two flanking here, but could be a big help if they get an even trade here.
Where's the burst fire at, man?
Well, they have double peek.
There you go. There you go, Poyo.
Hello.
Eating them like chicken, baby. Let's get excited here. And Bolt in a 1 versus 4 situation now. USP in hand, not going to take down any. Just kidding, takes down one. I can't get Anders. Dude, it's crazy when...
Twerk needs this.
They do.
Advantage.
Wish I could get more excited.
I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more
Anders loves a pistol round.
Yeah.
Ooh, the trip Mac 10. How you feel about this?
I'm really enjoying it. I hope they rush mid right now, up rap.
Yeah,
I mean, they should be rushing somewhere.
I want full disrespect to start this match.
This is where we're all stoked. They're like, yeah, torqued. And then Cold's sitting in the wrap cubby and gets 3 right here. As they rush up mid, he peeks, gets 1. I'm leaving. Where's my copy? AZK, he is the French star.
Yeah, what's that saying?
I was trying to ask him yesterday because obviously AZK goes way back, but he after he got banned, he moved over to Overwatch.
He was playing for Liquid, wasn't he?
Yeah. And I was asking him yesterday, like in terms of like coming back, because obviously he was playing Overwatch for quite some time since he was banned for a while, and he was saying he's been trying to like catch up on all the past events that he's missed, and that's a lot, right?
Yeah,
we're talking like two
watching
years.
VODs.
Yeah, he was watching VODs from the events.
So what?
Like trying to pick it up.
Just to chime in really quick, Fur had a really neat flash aimed above the coffin to bank off the roof. It dropped, Fallen peeked with it, and swung from spawn. So that's really neat for 1. Obviously, they probably didn't see the flash coming. And 2, it lands behind Fallen, so it can swing with it. And 3, we're not as excited as we were after pistol round now.
No, this is the worst possible scenario. How much damage have they done?
Not even getting a single person out of it.
They've done 16 points of damage. It's not good.
So I actually like the initial idea there of taking B control, but
yeah, I thought it was fine.
It's weird. I guess that flash play is just OP because the smoke that we see here with Fallen. See, I wonder now, so what's your take on that spawn smoke? Obviously, that's probably not the fundamental problem in that round. The problem may be the spacing and no flash.
I mean, yeah, you need to have a guy playing anti-flash in that scenario for that exact scenario. Like, just literally playing anti-flash, 3 people run in, 1 guy sticks close to the smoke so the guy boost can't see him.
Well, they only had 3 there, so I would think 1 runs in right at the least and tries to get the space. 2 kind of stays back to the right, maybe.
Yeah.
3's at the left.
It's weird that they threw like that exec and they.
I feel like they should have heard him throw the flash though as well.
And
I mean, most teams don't really hear it, but there's just people in a situation to trade. Yeah. It's weird that they didn't have a guy anti-flash or.
So right there, do you think that's a team thing or an individual thing? Because sometimes
that's an individual thing.
It's definitely an individual thing, but I feel like sometimes like whoever that 3rd player is, he might, since they haven't practiced a lot, just run in and.
Yeah, it's pretty much on that 3rd person.
Well, it's a tough one here on T-side for the money going down, but this is a map where you could win rounds on 4 spies if they do choose to do so. It's a little bit easier on Cobble to get those 4 spies, even though Torqued was getting some kills at A last map.
Top mid control. Oh,
like,
Taco still gets the kills. Come on!
Exactly. Imagine this was a gun round right now. This is Like, obviously, that still happens with no armor and stuff, but on a gun round right there, stuff like that can happen really fast on Inferno, which doesn't happen as much on Cobble, which gives me a little hope that Torque can get more than 3 rounds this half.
I really hope we're not looking at... Okay, thank God. I was going to say, please,
You don't
not
want them
one
to
more
save.
double eco on T side.
Did they ask Cold to change his name? They probably did, huh?
Yeah, I hope so.
Listen, we don't know what your name means. Please get rid of it.
Oh, thank you for the Twitter people who told me that Fallen's zoom sends is 1.2, which is also Guardians as well. So I was wrong in saying.
What
it was
between
lower.
ratio?
Yeah.
Oh wow, and what's his regular sense? That's really high.
I think
then.
apparently
2.4
Fallen's is 2.6 at 400 DPI.
Dude, that's so high, zoom sense wise. What does that translate into? Like 2.8?
Yeah.
My
That's so high.
So
wait a minute, he's got like his sense is 4 times my sense.
That's
That's
actually
insane.
not a terrible trade. Hopefully, Torque can get one more kill here so that they could do a little damage to the economy. Oh no, Poyo here in a decent position to get one. There you go, and that's going to help going into the later rounds, especially next round if they do want to force buyout. It's probably not going to get a bomb down. He's probably going to go down in a second here, but
Hey, he's got to go for it, man. It's 1
really
versus 2.
It's really hard to reset people when they're winning rounds with 3 or more alive.
Fur repositions ever so slightly. Slight adjustments there. I think he was exposed initially. I don't
He
know.
was,
it's hard
yeah.
to
I
tell.
think it was intentional. He was
Yeah.
trying to be both.
Flash for information. That's the window! The window's been closed. So my sense is 1.15 at 800 DPI. And Fallen's is apparently 2.6 at 400 DPI.
Yeah, so
Which
yours
means
is
his is
2.3 technically.
Which means his is 4 times...
Get
My
right.
sense,
Get right. Use 2.9.
No,
at
it's
400,
not
right?
4 times.
If you have 1.15 and you have 800 DPI, that's 2.3 with 400 DPI.
Oh, okay.
You're actually pretty close.
My brain is disengaged.
You're pretty close. Yeah.
I was really confused. I was like, how is that possible
Yeah,
that you would do it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but yeah, it's
Is
too
this
early. It's too early.
What is this? Bye.
Okay, yeah.
Torque.
People are tweeting at me. I'm an idiot. That's
This
fine.
is the steel going.
I feel like that's
don't
a
care
misbuy out
anymore.
of Brax, right?
Yeah. What?
Has to be a misbuy out of Brax.
Yeah, probably, huh? So, I guess to give a little context to why Brax might do that is generally on an anti-eco round like this, he knows that SK is going to play passive. So I guess he was trying to do a little solo.
With SMG, no armor.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make us look good here.
Hey,
No,
Sean,
it must have been a misbuy.
Sean, do you ever press auto buy by accident?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Why
I
don't
didn't
you
use
why don't you remove auto buy from your config?
I didn't do it at any of the recent.
Then it's
tournaments. I haven't
impossible.
done it in a long time. I did it back on Cloud9 though, once at a tournament. I think we had to pause and like restart the round.
Yeah, it's because of the pause. Why don't people just unbind that?
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
feel like,
saying.
why do people even use that?
Because it's better now, but like people who use ebot and things before restoring a round sometimes would be a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's when it happened. It happened at like one of the early majors. I did it during like a.
I did it. I'm actually guilty as well one time because I had F1 just autobot. And it was also set to yes or whatever. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I remove that.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I don't even have F keys on my keyboard, but I still remove it anyway.
Gee, that's
Oh well then.
How do you feel about that, Sean?
What's that?
What ACK took B control alone and then just wasted his own smoke.
Oh, I like smoking off the car to reteam banana control solo. It's good.
Yeah, I was
Or
gonna
double
say,
molly
but if you're not
car.
gonna take it
Yeah.
and they take B like that, I guess what it does is it forces them to keep 2 longer
Yeah.
there. But I was gonna say if they're smoking it anyways, you can just wait them out.
It's weird. Based on how Torque has played every round on the prior map and this map, it's kind of surprising to see an ob just creep to the end of halls and just look for a pick. Because before they were always running, you know, executes and stuff.
Could have been a pretty good name there, but.
Ooh.
And look at this steal and spawn here. Pretty aware
is
that
that?
he
Field
kept
hurt.
2B, and this actually could not work for him. It seems like.
This is good.
Is SK somehow aware of it though?
That kill hurts though.
That really hurts.
Oh no! Yeah. Okay.
And
That's
this
a
might
shame.
just be the difference of this playstyle of Bolts that we didn't see with Phelps. I mean, Phelps is obviously an aggressive player who wants to take fights, but Bolts. I don't know how you guys feel, but Bolts gives me that F and X feel. When I would play against SK, Phelps wasn't scary because I didn't know what he was doing. Phelps was scary because he had sick aim and sick little schemes. But
Dude,
you could
Phelps
kind of
is so sick at those like little lurk
yeah,
plays.
little smoke lurks. So Phelps is sick at those. But that being said, I felt like on T side, I just kind of knew where he was going to be. Whereas with Bolt and FNX, I feel like they're much more slimy, and that adds kind of another dimension to SK's play.
And even there, you saw. I mean, I'm sure Steel probably was yelling in the microphone there. You just be like, chill. I mean, CT spawn. I'm coming
Yeah,
B.
he's
Just like
mega
rotate back.
tilted.
And that's what SK does so well, right? Like the time is running out. SK really have no information. You start peeking, getting that one initial kill in Boiler, and then just Bolts just continues. Check second mid and get a third one, or a second one rather. Like it's just so smart play, right?
Yeah, super.
Just SK just does so well every single round.
We pop flash mid, and we have a mid rush.
Same thing as the last Porch exec, but this time our Kelligan is ready.
Cole doesn't miss those.
And again, honestly, the score is 6-1 here, but this is something that's fun to talk about just for the people who are really new into CS. Still see these 16-3s or these scoreline 6-1s, and they immediately just be like, okay, they're playing 6 times better than Torque because it's 6-1, but really it's that one eco round followed by a little bit of a sloppy default, and so some promise for Torque, but we're not sure we're going to see that potential.
Especially with the
today.
money SK have now.
Yeah.
They've got so much cash in the bank. Oh, eat it!
I like that. Switch up between the molly and the nade.
I like on old Inferno, you would see people like CT side to throw a grenade off the wall in second mid to like land as the T's are coming in, as opposed to showing themselves.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a really cool nade.
Yeah. Well, it's now or maybe never for Talked. What is their approach going to be towards the banana position? You can see SK feel unchallenged, so they'll go for the deeper smoke rather than the closer one, but I think they did throw a molly just in case. Yeah. Just in case someone's ahead of it, just to force them out.
Good
Double
timing by
nades.
AZK to move there, and
Robin, what do you think about the pace right now? That's Torque's bringing this round.
I mean, they're just waiting for boosters to get a pick, right? Just
Yeah.
waiting the nades. I think it's a good call. I think that it's better to have banana control initially before you do that.
nice
But
shot.
now, I mean, as it's running out of nades, they have one flash left, 2 flashes on the bomb side left, so one on B, and Torqued with like all utility. So it's actually so far not so bad of a round, I'd say.
Only problem being SK also has 3 guys here holding all the spots, and if Torqued doesn't do this together, SK could win this pretty quickly, but Steel with the good timing here on the wrap, and he might just be able to win the round for them. Brax gets out.
That's a huge hill.
Trade's going to come in. Last guy's side should only be able to get 1 max, and looks like he's going to get 0.
Nice. Good round right there by Torque.
Yeah, that was great. The only thing that I would say, like, initially, because
control.
you had so many, like you just maybe take over B initially there, so you make sure that they at least keep 2, right?
Yeah,
Or even
because they
later
kind of
on.
had to brute force it in, yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, good pace. SK no nade stuff. What, like two flashbangs, and then Torque with basically a full execute. So
When Steel was on the corner of Arch, Fallen was around the corner and there was a smoke down with a little bit of a gap which Steel was looking in. But I think he would have heard Fallen start to run away. But any of you ever like pushing through that smoke immediately
Oh, yeah.
to kill him?
yeah.
Because Steel must have heard it, but
Yeah.
he chose to go for the slower approach.
Especially, you know, if you have low numbers like that, sometimes the Opera will do this thing
Yeah.
where he's like not holding the smoke full time. So if you're timing him, you can kind of catch it, and if you're wide enough, he'll just like swing into you.
It's also weird because against teams like SK, you have to doubt yourself. You're like, am I falling into a bait setup? Is this guy running
Yeah.
away trying to bait me into a guy behind this smoke? 'Cause they
That's
do
like
that
the whole
kind of stuff
mental
all the
game that
time.
any team who feels
Yeah.
inferior goes up against, huh?
But
Yeah.
especially when you're 1-6 down, if he makes that play and he's wrong,
Yeah, exactly.
like he's
that's
got
what
such
I'm
an
saying.
important position, so it's a lot of pressure to be able to take that decision.
He played that really well.
And I think that's what's cool when you think of a game like Counter-Strike is, you know, some of those moments are and change kind of what the strategy can be at any given time. And that's, you know, we talk about meta all the time and compare CS to other games. There's so many different types of strategies, but when you have the simple, we've played this map for so many years, people know everything there is to know at this level about Inferno, aside from maybe some small things. So it's cool to see how much small choices can affect a round. I like this play here, and Fallen, he legs him?
Yeah.
okay, that's pretty nuts.
I like the flash to the right as well. If
Yeah.
anyone is deep wall, they can't look.
I would say actually it's a really good round by Tort again. Like just wait it out. Like no banana control from SK and now take it over. Like
Look at the utility on SK right now. They have, what, 3 mollies, 2 smokes.
That's why like this has to happen now because you have to force SK to use something here. Yeah, there we go. Should be coming out a molly from SK. Need a flash here as well.
The good news for them is I think neither of the B players have a smoke right now, so they might be able to get into. But they're planning on going A. It looks like, huh?
Fallen was expecting that flash as well. He's facing the site, but not long enough apparently.
Good job.
That's a
yeah, this
great
is great.
pick right there.
This is actually a really good default.
Don't overextend by yourself. No.
30 seconds. Oh, the bomb's down on short as well, but I mean they are committed to the A sites at this point. And the Lurker B is rotating, and this is turning into a disaster. Really hard to deal with that pit position. Kusta doing what he can, but ooh, could they even get the bomb down?
They might be able to actually.
Bummer.
It looked so good in the beginning.
Yeah, no,
I
it looked great. I mean,
they
like you said, they're like they overpeaked there initially on quad, losing the first man because
I've heard
Kusta had
you
a
talk about
molly for
this.
pit.
Jordan's talked about this before on stream. I think like the difference between like tier 1 teams is they have all those little subtleties in their strats to not allow that pick to happen at lane when they have man advantage. You know.
Yeah, that's something to where in the moment you probably don't feel like you're making a big decision, but it takes kind of time. You know, even when we were on the Joe Rogan podcast, you talk about this where information chunking and powerful Joe Rogan. The more the better you get as a UFC fighter or as like a CS player. And we were kind of comparing the different sports is you do something subconsciously called information chunking, which is when you're in a certain situation, you give yourself certain protocols. And right there, the subtlety there that we would say which would be the difference of a tier 1 player is Puyo recognizing mid control and knowing that, you know, they killed a guy left mid, the last 2 are obviously on the right side of A. Don't overextend on the right side of A unless you have someone in a trade position. And yeah, I mean, we've all talked about that kind of stuff. That's spacing and around awareness.
This is a problem. Cold and Taco. Cold offered such a slight distraction.
Brax is so ready for those situations that you can tell, you can see. He's confident in those. But
there goes the money.
there it goes, yep.
8-2. Money's still good for SK. So it might be the driving seat now for them for this half.
I'm curious. Well, they didn't have a chance to reset or anything. I feel like maybe it's from being on Sean's team, but I feel like we hated to see teams get like 9 on us when we were T-side.
Oh, yeah.
Like we'd be at 8-2 and be like,
yeah.
Oh,
they have 8 rounds. I'm to force 5 and just pray we can get 7 here.
Yeah. But wow, it's not actually a bad round again. It seems like Torqued, anytime they throw a little chaoticness at SK, it ends up giving them a decent trade.
That's a good question.
But good.
2 bullets.
Good 3 kills this round from Torqued.
We haven't really seen Brax in many like late round scenarios other than that last round, which I think that's like his strength in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking to. You could actually tell in that situation that, like, he picks up the kill the op from
knows
cold.
where to take the fight.
Knows where to take the fight. He shot that guy perfectly through the box. If it was more spammable, it might actually killed him or something. When you're on a team like this playing against SK, you don't have too many opportunities to showcase your skill until you have a little bit of space like you would in Afterplant. So keep an eye on our boy Brax here if they get in any 3v3s. Observer. I'm talking to you, Prius. Stop looking at your phone back there.
Stop messing around with the drone outside. Come back.
Prius is droning.
It's Heather, I think, yeah. Heather's
That's
on
why
the ones
she's
and
not like
twos.
drawing something on the screen right now for us.
She hasn't even come out and say hi yet.
I know.
I think she only got here this morning.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She lives close, right?
Yeah.
This is I think that was they used. See, this is I don't know. They're using the names the wrong time, and now they're gonna run through smoke. Really?
Oh, they're committing to this. Maybe expecting him to run out of bullets, but
Couldn't
he's still got him.
Out. If now Fallen's smart, he falls back. I was gonna say if the opera stays close, the Fallen knows.
It's so hard to
Smoke's
deal
gonna
with
delay. Please run through this right now. Fallen's saying, "Okay."
Oh,
my god.
Yeah, but they have one on site as well.
Actually, this is a very winnable 2v3 here. Brax,
it
we were
is.
talking about, Observer. Do me a little justice here. He'll get shot through the smoke just as I start bragging on his behalf.
Oh my god.
And Pollo going to cook himself more than our chicken was last night from Pollo Loco. Brax here holding the first orange time is going to be a little against him here as he takes the fight spawn. That's what I'm talking about, baby! He was ready, but his team was not. SK's going up 10-2.
Probably just got roasted by the fire and then just ate an aid. Blew to pieces.
Dude. What other analogies could we use? That was like the mashed potatoes, pork. All right. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have got what we're the theme kind of in the match so far, but for me, from us talking, it's just the little things that we constantly bring up, and right there was another one where, you know, Torqued, the CT still have a smoke-up car, but prematurely Torqued starts throwing a molly, corner, and sandbag, which is a really good clear. And now if they would have thrown 2 mollies and fully cleared it, they could have done it. But they threw 1 molly only, which allowed whoever that was close to the wall last round to just stay close. And for that's so nasty to rush and get in that left side corner.
Yeah, that left side
that
corner.
That pathing is actually ridiculous.
Yeah,
like the subtlety, guys.
There's no
what,
trade possible.
Yeah, what he just did. I've seen him do that when they smoke it, you know, in the T-spam through the lane, and he immediately takes the left routing and walks all the way down, and then as the smoke fades, he pushes through it. It's a little bit different.
It's actually very similar to Cobblestone, how their T side has like really played out.
Missing some of the windows and timing.
Yeah, I mean, even last round, right? Like we talked about their regular default before, when just like sending ACK to just cover banana, like. Maybe, I mean, this round was a shame, right, for just not pushing, but maybe before that as well, why not one more banana control, but maybe not run through the smoke.
True.
You know, maybe late. Maybe even execute on the B-bomb side, you know?
The funny thing is it kind of worked. Like, if Fallen wasn't so smart to fall back and create that space, like, they might have even went 2 for 2.
But the issue when you do it so fast, because SK had bolts there the whole time as well. So even if Fur would have gone down even, like, super fast and we just straight executed, SK had Fall initially peeking and just bolts backside.
Really smart angle by top. It's still going to go down.
Torqued is given a lot of inputs, though.
Damn, Brax?
That's what I was saying. He knows where to take the fights when he's in those clutch scenarios. It's just he hasn't been in winnable clutch scenarios.
Yeah, really. No, when we played with him last summit here, we gave him so little direction because we knew if we just got ourselves into a normal mid-round fight that he would come out and make something happen.
Probably a tactical timeout.
Yeah.
2 rounds left.
It sucks too because the scoreline and being in this match probably feels so disheartening from Torqued, but from our perspective, we're like, oh, tweak this, couple of small things, and he could have been in this, but it's hard to hold on to that. I was talking about that on the EPL broadcast. I feel like one of the biggest hurdles for certain teams in this, you know, I think at the time Renegades was playing, and I was like, these guys actually are super solid to me, but I think part of the game is that mental game to be like, we don't need to do anything special to win, like what Robin was saying, like do the basics first, take B control, take top mid control, teeter-totter, and if you watch a lot of times like the phases, SKs of the world, they're not doing any special strat 75% of the time. They're just outplaying and using the basic advantages the situations give them.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at this game, right, like it's not like Torqued can't put up a fight against SK just man versus man in an aim duel, right? And that's basically what you're getting.
Opening battles quite
that's
often,
what you're getting. So if you then refine your game a little bit more to like having better defaults, like knowing when to push and when not to push, then yeah, you could actually be very competitive.
This is still a tactical timeout, it looks like. Good round to use to chat. Although there's only 1 round left to fight for after this. I suppose there was a discussion if they try and force for 2. Or half buy-in and at least try and get a 3rd round on the board. That smoke up banana that we saw in the previous round next to this wall so strong as well. Especially for those of you at home, if you're expecting like a force buy rush or an eco rush, a smoke down there will do wonders for holding banana.
So, quick read right there by Steel. He says there's 2B. We're going to take A. Smoke in the moto pit so that the only 2 guys on the right side are isolated. Well, you got the Arc Legion over here. I don't remember his name. And
R. Kelly?
R. Kelly over there. And so, yeah, you saw that read by Steel right there. The whole concept there is you throw smoke at the moto pit and you cut the A site kind of in half. But SK had a sharper knife ready for them. And they're waiting in cold.
I was surprised actually once they realized there was a guy at sandbag, they didn't try to get that kill.
Yeah, I
that's
thought
a kill.
so.
Yeah, because you had the utility for it as well.
Definitely
that's
possible.
Yeah, that
Yeah, you
could be
can swing
B-bomb
far
side.
wall, and the
Yeah.
opera can't do anything. So
I love when I catch CT players by sandbag.
especially when you hear falling operating the wall like that, you know there's got to be.
Yeah,
right.
you know he's baiting someone.
Steel probably could have called someone, but hindsight, maybe. And Pollo actually not looking too bad. No one on Torque's really looking outclassed here in terms of skill, like we said. It's really just a matter of the team game. They're just kind of getting overwhelmed by SK being one step ahead in terms of the rotations and timing. And Fallen single-handedly here, letting his team play 4A in a second. He should have his teammate rotate right now. Yep, you'll see the blue dot leave. And now watch the SK guys feel comfortable to hold their nades for a second and kind of fall back. Once they hear the Torque guys start doing something, you'll see in a second Bolts launch this molly. He's kind of holding. His A guy will get here. And now they say, okay, please start throwing nades. They'll molly and then fall in if they do happen to go back B.
Right,
Is
look
in
how
perfect
pushy he is with an
position.
AWP as well. Like,
It's insane. Well,
Jesus.
this
Yeah.
is a little unique.
Yeah.
but that's what I meant with the defaults. Like here, it's just SK has just full control, and Torque probably doesn't even realize, right? They probably still gets called like, okay, we have to go. We have no banana control.
SK doesn't really have much utility left though, so they can crack this nut.
Well, here we go. Lots of T's, but can they trade? That's a really fast kill from AZK. The Cold Zero still alive.
And another round where we see Torqued, when they actually get the opportunity, they take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when they give themselves a chance like that, just do a sight hit, 5 people, they've shown a lot of success.
Yeah.
honestly.
No, good executes. Good nades.
We need a production person in here.
So without getting screwed,
Mayday.
what happened? Oh yeah, our
Our
bottom
TV's
screen,
turned off.
bottom screen went out, guys. Yeah, but without that reset, that's what a 10-5, 9-6, which is not
Yeah.
terrible versus SK, especially if you're.
The
as well
halves played
prepped.
out exactly the same too. It's like the T rounds were just so spaced.
Yeah.
like T round, a bunch of CT rounds, T round.
Nice. So you see that guy, I guess it's an admin, wearing a Beyond the Summit t-shirt.
Where can you get those?
I got.
Kappa.lee/CSS too much.
I have the AK hoodie that I'm not wearing right now because it's a little bit warm in here, but later I'll throw that on. And they have like a
We got
a
some
shirt
swag.
with an 8-bit AK on it. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So, yep, kappa.ly/
I'm wearing mine tomorrow. I think.
CSS too
CSS
much.
Number 2.
CS Summit too much. We need a lower third to go
Stats.
to go along with this. Yeah, lower third game. Get some MS Paint in this bitch.
Pollo, pop one for me right here, baby. Push mid, you don't care.
All right then. Deep flashes. Oh boy!
Man, these guys are just.
Oh,
camera
Steel,
count.
such opportunity.
Steel has is that a flash or a decoy? It's a flash.
flash.
right?
Flash.
He had 2. He threw one as soon as SK got the initial.
Oh, no, that'll hurt. And that'll hurt more. Behind a smoke wall. We have no more flash.
Just
They're ready to
exactly like the
dash.
cobblestone T side or pistol round.
They're too good.
SK just
Insta.
sticking in a swarm.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, what do you do there? I mean, I think ideally Kusa gets one. He hides himself. Still has one more flash. Flashes again. He maybe possibly gets one more. Right. Backs up.
Just the standard Cold Zero game. 20 kills.
Why not?
Look, he has 20 kills right now. 16 rounds.
Jesus.
So let's see if the SK's Mac 10 buy will be better than what we saw from Torqued in the first half.
You know what, James? I can almost bet money on that. There will be.
Well, in fairness, Torqued have they've gone full eco again. It is pretty much a mirror of the previous match. And goodbye.
Oh, it's the ace. First ace of the tournament.
It's weird. Against most teams, you would watch the T team going up mid and be like, oh, they're so screwed. They're walking right into the stack. But I just know the way SK jiggle peeks corners and their trading ability that
They
were
look
definitely
so
not,
wall
They were
hacky.
definitely not losing that round
Yeah.
in my eyes. Like, but if I were watching a tier 2 team, I'd be like, oh my god, they're about to lose.
That wall is has useful position if people are nading up mids to avoid taking the damage at the beginning of a round. Can be fun if you have deagles of a double stack there.
Yeah.
Oh
Nice.
boy, they've had enough of this round.
The kitchen sink buy.
Well, how do they capitalize on this now? How do they close this round out?
Super aggro. I like it.
I mean, I would be okay with getting the entry and falling back.
Yeah, I was going to say, at some point, do you try and return to some kind of
Because
normalcy?
this is what happens otherwise. Like, now actually granted, it's gay.
Oh no! Panic!
I was gonna say,
That's
getting a little bit
adrenaline right
lucky with
there.
the time, yeah.
He didn't have much health either, right?
You can tell he was kind of caught off guard, and then
Because normally when you do pushes like that, you know for a fact, like they, like apps for example, would never have anyone in there unless they push into like
yeah, you typically flood out the
second mid,
apps.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Fallen was like super smart there, just going apps with Fallen, by the way.
Okay. Boyo?
Like really polished teams, when they do a push like that, they'll leave a guy
Yeah.
lurking in boiler like halls,
Yeah.
and he'll typically get a 2K.
And even like, I mean, Torque even smoked off second mid there. Normally as well, what you would do is like, actually don't smoke it. You have one guy, maybe 3 push down mid, but you also have one guy holding second mid.
Off angle.
So at least you have like some sort of information. Because that smoke, like for Torque, they had no idea Fallen would be there, right? That's why like you saw ACK even whiff there.
True.
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 Trev.
True. The Swedish Valley Girl. It's a double. So SK still pretty comfortable with the buy there.
Much better buy. Superior buy.
Kusta.
That's the worst feeling when you win a round and the other team has better buy this early in the game, like early in a half.
Win around triple fat mass.
I want to see Torque get double digits. Come on, boys. Let's go. Right away with it. There you go.
Oh,
Utility usage.
where's the other
Nice
one?
throw.
There we go.
Yes.
There we
Easy,
go.
Kev. Okay, smoke bottom B. Get out of there, Kev. Wait, who has a smoke bottom?
I'm liking it.
Why is Kev the last guy? No, guys!
No. Where's the resmoke?
Yeah, I was gonna say that was the worst person he could have gotten, or the best person he could have gotten, right? Because ACK was the one with no nades. Still had all the utility.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
saying. So I was
no.
like, Kev, get out of there. Subtle, dude. The little things.
I think Steel was the one that had the smoke that he was gonna renew all back
Yeah.
bottom banana with.
Do you think
Yeah.
he's trying to hold on to it, or do you think he just
No,
like,
I think
slipped?
I mean I think
Like
it
he
was
slipped his
jumping. Or
mind?
just waiting for the because Fallen just in the that smoke it just had faded.
Yeah.
When Fallen peaked. I think
'Cause
Steel was just about to throw it. Actually.
Sometimes I'm like, maybe I'll try to cheat a couple seconds here
Yeah,
where
yeah,
there's no
get some off.
smoke, and
and that happens.
yeah. I couldn't tell if that's what happened or if he just like had a
But that
lapse.
was like the kind of stuff that I would have kind of wanted to see from Torqued, like
Yeah.
Kusa just being stationed instead of ACK at bottom banana all the time.
Oh. Braxton's come up big. Oh my
God
god.
damn.
That was filthy.
Jeez Louise.
It just seems like Fur is pugging all the time. Like some of the fights he takes, even you're like, okay, like they're probably gonna wait, and Fur just like swings.
How awesome is it to have that much freedom on the team?
Well, I don't even know because he's obviously seen it all in terms of like the CS meta, and Fallen has done a really good job kind of coaching them over the years to the point where I just wonder what even is going through their heads, because they've gotten to a point where they've created a system that obviously
Yeah.
kind of is relative to all the maps. So unless a new maps comes out, I feel like the SK guys are kind of, they have this big core of understanding, and
Yeah.
Fur occasionally goes outside of it, but you have to feel like partially it's the SK effect. They've established so much of what they can do
it's
versus
crazy
teams.
how smart the players in SK are. I was talking to Cold about this. Cold actually calls strats for them in OT.
Yeah, a lot.
Like, that's how much of a fundamental understanding of the game Cold has, is he's like dictating a team over Fallen in some instances.
Yeah, normally if you have like star player like Cold, like you're not even expecting him to have an opinion. You know what I mean?
No.
Like you just kill people.
It's insane. He buys
Yeah.
nades on pistols, like he creates strats
Yeah.
for them. It's actually super important to how successful they are outside of just the numbers he puts up.
That's what was so fun having them on the couch here, because Forden would like challenge the players and say, "What do you think about this particular situation we're witnessing?" And they would all be on the same wavelength as to what they thought about it, which was just like really
It's so sick.
really stimulating to watch.
That's why I feel like, yeah, and then going back to the Fur thing, it just seems like he kind of knows his place within all these decisions, and it's pretty cool to see. And this is actually different. I'm used
That's
to that
nice.
being Fur, so they must have changed up their roles, maybe because Bolts is playing now with them, but during the major, of course, we were watching Fur do what Cole just did a lot, which curious to see throughout the tournament if it stays that way.
Jordan, what's your go-to buy in a round like this? You have like a FAMAS, you have a shotgun, you have
Yeah,
an
I've actually
MP9.
found, I don't mind FAMAS. I know a lot
What are
of
you
people
leaning
hate
towards?
I like. I mean, I just depends, I guess, on nades. I just get nades.
Yeah.
I was playing Porch a lot. Cheeky double mag 7 hall setup or something.
True.
So it's so dangerous. The walls are paper thin up there.
Who's left on A for Torque?
Boy.
Oh!
Okay. Works out.
Bolts. Hello.
Are they just gonna continue flanking through?
Steal.
Oh.
Josh,
SMG
this is
though.
not a pug. Okay. He's gonna talk shit to me for that one.
Oh, this is getting crazy.
Okay.
Line him up.
He's okay.
Oh, nice.
Here you go, boys. Dub Didge. Here you go, boys.
There it is.
All right.
Okay, we in there.
This is practice right now for Torch.
They finally got some nice weapons.
They're getting some reps in.
Yeah, they need some momentum going into the next match. Yeah.
Still buying.
Let's work on the fundamentals here, boys. Let's get the nade usage down. Just as important as we were talking about map control on T side, the way you tinker your nades throughout the round on CT is a big deal. If you get too antsy, use them early, it could hurt you. If you're not aware enough and you use them too late, it could hurt you. So
These are dangerous rounds, I feel like. These are the worst rounds to play on the CT side. Because they have 3 pistols, like all utility, and 2 AKs as
big
well.
porch
so like,
explode.
yeah,
or
yeah.
halls
I mean,
explode.
it's going to be a very explosive execute here, I feel like, coming from SK.
Not a terrible idea to smoke the end of halls, but I don't actually like. Oh my gosh, for.
He gets that kill on the stairs, goes back and spams for.
And that's a GG.
I didn't
That's
see a
so
replay
sick.
of that.
That is
That's a
so
GG.
sick.
It's one of those things too where I don't know how you guys feel about this, but when I know the T's are force buying like that without an op and they have like possibly pistol and AK, I just don't play in halls on those
Yeah.
rounds. I just
I
don't
wouldn't play in halls on that round.
play in
either.
halls in those rounds. So
Oh, this game.
Dude,
What was it, 16-3,
16-5.
16-5?
Yeah,
Fur is on one right now.
and it's another one of the cases where the score line doesn't always tell the story, but it definitely does tell the truth, and that is that SK is a lot better. Than
Where's the
Torts.
booty pad gone?
Well put.
That's the thing. I don't think I can go back and be like, there were rounds that were close that Torch should have won. There wasn't actually a lot of like
No.
2v2s or anything like that.
Yeah,
I think fundamentally.
Here we go.
we saw it happen in the middle of the round where it could have
Yeah.
went either way.
I mean, the rounds that Torch
That's
actually won, they
insane,
looked
man.
very solid, but the rounds that they didn't, there's a lot of room for improvement.
Yep, and so hopefully they could take that in. This is a good opportunity for them to.
It's definitely a hard first match for
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I,
They
I'm on
couldn't
top
have
of that,
had a
you're also
worse
playing
opponent.
against SK
Exactly.
first game, right?
Yeah.
Good opportunity for them to take that and not overanalyze it, and hopefully.
But you do have lower bracket as well. So wait, they would be playing against, who would that be? The loser between Vega and North?
Is that
Or
what
is it random?
I'm not sure. There is a bracket overlay though.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Do we have a bracket overlay? Give production 5 seconds. It's Magic Watch 5, 4.
They're scrambling to
3,
update it now.
2.
Scramble.
Well, he's like, Jordan, don't count this down that fast. Why are you doing this to us?
Don't throw
Why?
us under the bus.
Oh, bomb tower. That's pretty neat. And here it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
they would be
yeah.
playing.
Yeah, Vega North,
Vega,
right?
yeah. Dude, that's also like, that's a tough second game.
See, they're
Imagine
scrambling.
just
They're
running
putting it
into
twice.
Like, I think if you torqued, you were kind of hoping for like maybe a heroic, maybe a liquid. Like the last thing you want to do, like imagine having Vega lose versus North, right? And then all of a sudden you have
Yeah, Vega
crazy
could be
Russians just
difficult
rushing
for them.
everywhere. You go from like playing SK to crazy Russians.
I think they would much rather play North, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think so.
Like a structured
I think
team.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
you know what you're like.
Known versus
what to
unknown.
expect.
You want to elaborate on that a little, Sean? Why do you just for the people out there? Yeah.
Well, just playing against structure when you're a new team just is way easier than playing against someone like Vega, who's going to show you no respect no matter if you're SK or Torqued, you know?
Yeah.
They're going to be all up in your face.
Hey, there's North right now.
Hello.
Although
Everyone stares
this
at them
North
as
is
they
a new
walk by.
team, so
That's
they
true,
might,
have,
they're more of a wild card
Oh,
probably
dude,
than
I
Vega.
forgot
Yeah.
about that actually. They
Yeah.
MSL's all about structure though.
Kirby
Yeah.
joined.
He is. He is
But he
a
hasn't had much
structure.
time.
No, like what?
Like
2
only
days?
a couple days.
Yeah, but what's interesting is if it's going to be like a straight swap in terms of players, or if more than one person is going to have to change their role to fit into comfort zones, because that's always interesting. Like if the player coming in has to play positions he's not necessarily played before,
Yeah.
has to learn on the job, then it can be kind of awkward. So
This is Mert's first tournament with North, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
That'll be good to see.
That'll be interesting. There was a cool article on HLTV actually with some history about him and the teams he's bounced around before. So
He's supposed to be the new upper, right?
yeah.
So, I mean, I obviously don't know a lot about the guy, but I think one thing that we could probably see then, right, is because Cajun was a very defensive opper. So
Yeah.
you could potentially see
More
maybe
aggression.
more aggressive opping.
Apparently,
other
he's
guy?
like hyper aggressive.
Oh, is he?
Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes
I watched
overly
a couple of his
aggressive.
games. Yeah, he's pretty
Yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah.
Then who
I
else?
think that would definitely benefit then, like for
think so
North,
too.
because I feel like that was something that we're missing. Cajun B is like super good on the CT side. I feel like as an opper because he's very passive, kind of like the Guardian.
Mm.
But on T sides and stuff, you don't get like that like a whole lot out of it. Like
Yeah.
that's
I
why
f-
like
I feel like
having a
that
play like
style's.
Fallen is like insane.
I think that style's become a lot more difficult to have on a team like the last.
It should be
18
your
months.
secondary opper. Like the passive one should like technically be the secondary. Like if you look at it, right, and like
Yeah.
always have like at least like one aggressive opper that can make those plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting then.
I'm excited to see Cajun rifling again because I think he said it himself that like his confidence was knocked in the last few months, which is fair enough, you know, in this age of the internet,
Yep.
right? All these tweets. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what Mertz can do. We're gonna go to a break, and then when we're back,
I think we're switching some people.
we might be doing
I'll
that.
I think
still
we
be
have
here.
Launders and Stunna coming in.
I think I'm stepping out.
Okay. Well, you'll
We'll
have
see.
a
I
surprise
don't know actually.
when we're back. North versus Vegas Squadron. See you in a few minutes.